Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're taking a bit of a different approach. Forget the basic recipe, we're going straight for mastery. We're diving into the tartatin, that famous, sometimes intimidating, upside-down caramelized apple tart.
Right.
And our source material, it's really precise, a proper step-by-step guide. So our mission today is really to decode why those steps matter.
Exactly. Because with a classic French pastry, especially something like this tarte aux pommes caramélisée à l'envers.
Ooh, fancy.
Huh. Well, it looks simple, but the details are everything. The margin for error. Tiny.
Yeah.
So we're not just reading instructions, we're getting inside the chef's head, understanding the heat, the sugar, the apples, the whole interaction.
Understanding the why.
Precisely. The techniques, the specific ingredients, nailing that, well, that high-stakes flip at the end depends on it.
I like that phrase, high-stakes flip, because it really is built backwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's start at the foundation. The ingredients. For, say, 6 people, the guide says. 6 to 8 apples, 100 grams of butter, 150 grams of sugar, and then 1 pastry.
And it gives options though, right? Pâte brisée or feuilletée.
Yep, short crust or puff. Your choice.
But even before the pastry, the apples, this is where the source gets really specific straight away.
It does. It doesn't just say apples.
It names 3. Golden, Rende Renette, or Pink Lady.
And that specific choice, that's not just flavor preference, is it?
Not at all. It's absolutely crucial. This is one of those things that often separates a decent tart from a really superb one.
So why? Why be so picky? Can't I just grab a Granny Smith if I like things a bit tart?
That's a really common question. And it comes down to structure. Firmness.
Okay.
Granny Smiths, delicious, yes. But they have quite a bit more water and less of the kind of pectin that holds its shape under heat. These 3, Golden, Reine de Renette, Pink Lady, they're chosen because they stay relatively firm. They don't just collapse into mush when you cook them twice, essentially.
What you do? First on the stove, then in the oven.
Exactly. Use a softer apple, and by the end, you've basically got apple compote with a lid, not distinct caramelized pieces.
So the apple choice is literally about the structural integrity for that final flip.
Spot on. It has to survive the journey.
Right. Okay, step 1 then. The first hurdle. The caramel.
The heart of the tatin.
We start, it says, by melting only the sugar. In an oven-safe pan, medium heat. No butter yet. Why start dry like that?
Control. And depth of flavor. Melting the sugar alone, a dry caramel, lets you get a much more complex, sort of toasted flavor profile before you add the fat.
Right.
If you add butter too early, it can sometimes interfere with the caramelization or even split. You want those sugar crystals to melt, liquefy, and start that beautiful browning process first. The Maillard reaction.
The butter goes in.
Timing's key here. The source says once the sugar begins to dorr to turn golden brown, then you add the butter. Gently stir it in.
And you're aiming for that specific color, couleur ombre.
Yes, that lovely amber color. It takes practice to judge it.
Which is why they add that warning. Pas brûlé.
Crucial. Not burned. It's a fine line. Go past amber into dark, dark brown, and it turns bitter. Acrid.
And the whole tart is ruined.
Yep. Game over before you've even added the apples. That caramel has to be perfect.
Okay, caramel achieved. Beautiful amber. Now, step 2. The apples themselves. Peeled, quartered, and arranged. This really feels like building it upside down.
It is. You're designing the final presentation right now, and the arrangement detail is critical.
It says bien serré.
Very tightly packed, like really wedge them in there, no gaps.
Okay.
And the other key instruction for how it looks, côté bombé vers le fond du moule.
Rounded side towards the bottom of the pan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's the side everyone sees when you flip it out.
Yeah.
That smooth caramelized curve.
Makes sense. But, okay, here's a question. If we've chosen these apples specifically because they're firm and hold their shape, why do we then immediately pre-cook them on the stove for 10 to 15 minutes over low heat? Feu doux. Isn't that counterintuitive? Won't that start making them soft?
It seems like it, doesn't it? But that pre-cook is essential. And it's not just about softening them slightly. It does 2 main things.
Okay.
First, it lets that buttery caramel really soak into the apples, get right in there, flavor infusion.
Right.
Second, and this is maybe more important for the pastry later, it helps the apples release some of their initial moisture before they go in the oven under the pastry lid.
So it's about managing steam.
Precisely. If you put cold, raw apples in, cover them, and bake, they let off a lot of steam.
Resulting in the dreaded soggy bottom.
Exactly. The pastry steams instead of bakes crisp. That pre-cook gets some water out first, lets them settle, ensures a much better texture overall. It's a key difference from, say, a standard apple pie.
Okay, that clicks. Firm apples for structure, pre-cook to manage moisture and infuse flavor. Got it. No. Step 3, covering it all up.
The blanket.
Right, roll out the dough, cover the apples, and tuck the edges inside the mold. Comme une couverture, like tucking them in.
Yep, tuck it in snugly all around, seals it.
Yeah.
And then a little detail.
Prick the dough with a fork. Lightly.
Just a few times. Simple steam vents. Let's pressure escape so the crust bakes flat against the apples rather than puffing up and leaving a gap underneath.
Smart. Okay, into the heat. Step 4, baking. Preheated oven, 180 Celsius.
Or as the French might say, thermostat 6.
Right, that old term, theatre 6.
Yeah, relates back to older oven dials. It's just a moderate, steady heat. Good for baking the pastry through without burning the caramel underneath too much more.
And the timing.
About 25 to 30 minutes. The visual cue is key. Bien doré et croustillant.
Nicely golden and crisp. You want that pastry properly baked.
Definitely. No one wants pale, soft pastry.
Okay, now, the moment of truth. Step 5, the unmolding. The source is very specific here. It requires precision. Terrifying precision, maybe.
It can feel that way the first few times.
It says let it cool for only 5 minutes, and it emphasizes pop plus, no more than 5 minutes. Why so strict?
That 5-minute window, it's everything. It is genuinely a very narrow margin.
What happens if you wait too long? Say 7 or 8 minutes.
The caramel, which is mingled with the apple juices and thickened up, starts to properly set. Like glue.
Oh dear.
It sticks the apples hard to the bottom of the pan. You go to flip it, disaster. Half the apples stay behind, ripped apart.
Nightmare scenario. Okay, what about flipping too soon? If you're impatient, try it after just 2 minutes, while it's still practically molten.
Also risky. The caramel is still too liquid. It might just flow everywhere. But more importantly, the apples themselves are still very hot and soft.
Structural collapse.
Exactly. They could just slide out of that beautiful, tightly packed formation. Plus, risk of burns. Very hot sugar.
Good point.
So that 5 minutes,
Yeah.
it's the sweet spot. The caramel has loosened from the pan edges, but it hasn't solidified. It's ready to release cleanly.
So the technique itself, plate over the mold, take a deep breath, and flip it with a geste rapide et sûr.
A quick, confident motion.
Uh-huh.
No hesitation.
Sounds terrifying. But the payoff, oh, it's worth it. That moment you lift the pan off, and you see those perfectly arranged, glistening apples and the amber caramel just oozing down.
Yeah, that's the magic moment. That's the reward for all the precision.
Absolutely. That glossy sheen, perfection.
Okay, so we've done it. It's beautiful. Applause all around. How do we serve it? We get the excuse du chef, the chef's tip.
Serve it tiède.
Warm. Not hot, not cold. Warm.
Crucial for the texture. Warmth keeps that caramel just perfectly soft and flowing, coating everything nicely. Cold caramel gets chewy, dense, not ideal.
And accompaniments, the classics are listed.
Can't go wrong. A scoop of good vanilla ice cream, glass vanilla, or
a dollop of thick creme fraiche épaisse.
Yes. That cool creaminess against the warm, sweet tart. Fantastic contrast.
But then, after all this talk of tradition and precision, the source throws in a section on originality. It mentions common things like adding nuts, maybe some slivered almonds.
Yeah, those are fairly standard variations.
But the really surprising one, for an original touch, a
Look.
little romarin.
Rosemary. In an apple tart. That feels unexpected.
It is unexpected, and that's the point. It shifts the whole experience, doesn't it?
Totally.
When a serious French guide suggests adding a savory, kind of piney herb like rosemary to a classic dessert built on butter, sugar, and fruit, well, that's a deliberate move, a statement about flavor complexity.
But why rosemary? Why that specific herb? It seems so out of place with apple.
It does, but think about rosemary's profile. Yes, we link it to roast lamb or potatoes. Savory.
Right.
But it also has these lovely high notes, almost citrusy, definitely piney, when you put that against the deep, rich sweetness of the caramel and the slight tartness of the apple.
It cuts through.
It cuts through, exactly. It adds this bright, herbaceous counterpoint that stops the whole thing being just purely sweet and rich.
So it's not just random. It's designed to elevate it, make it more sophisticated. Challenge the palate a bit.
I think so. It creates contrast, makes the existing flavors pop in a new way. Think about other sweet, savory pairings, thyme with honey, basil with strawberries.
Okay. It fits into that kind of thinking.
It moves the tartatin from just satisfying a sweet tooth to making you stop and actually think about the flavors interacting.
That makes a lot more sense. It's an intentional flavor strategy.
So if we pull this all together, this whole deep dive, What really emerges is that tartatin is all about controlling heat, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's this dance between the intense heat for the caramel, getting that deep flavor, and then the controlled cooling for the flip. Timing is everything.
And respecting the ingredients.
Absolutely. Choosing the right apples for their structure, their pectin, honoring those specific steps like the 10-15 minute pre-cook on the stove. You skip one, the whole thing could just fail.
So for you listening, the takeaway here is clear. The leap from a simple apple dessert to, well, a masterpiece of French technique. It isn't just about having the recipe, it's about understanding and executing these seemingly tiny critical details. The exact apple variety, hitting that perfect amber caramel, that precise 5-minute cool down, that's where the magic and that stunning final result really lies.
Spot on. And thinking about that result and those interesting twists, like the rosemary. Here's something to chew on, perhaps literally.
Okay.
We talked about how rosemary changes the flavor. But what about the psychology of it? You bite into this rich, buttery, sweet tart, but you get a hit of something your brain usually codes as savory, like main course territory. Does that unexpected note enhance the experience, make it intriguing? Or does it slightly confuse things, maybe even disappoint someone expecting pure, unadulterated sweetness and comfort? Where's the line? It's a fun thought to consider next time you encounter a clever flavor twist.